Have you ever felt the presence around you, a subtle nudge, a chill, a feeling? The truth is that we all have the ability to see beyond the veil and to be our own medium. So here are 3 powerful spirit communication exercises that you can use to awaken your own mediumship and start receiving meaningful messages from the other side. It's October. The veils between the worlds are thin this time of year. So for the month of October, we're going to spotlight mediumship and spirit communication for our uploads. Everyone has mediumistic abilities, some more than others, and it becomes stronger when you do mediumship training. But everyone has the ability to connect with those in the spirit world, to be able to feel their energy and to get messages. And remember, the number one thing to do to develop this is to develop a meditation practice. And the more that you can do that, the more you train yourself to be more open and fluid, and then the spirit world has an easier time accessing you. They're always here. When we die, we lose our bodies, but we still live on. And through mediumship and evidential mediumship, through the messages that come through, we not only validate the existence of the other side, but we also validate they're still intelligent and they're still aware. And through meditation practice, also work with the heart. So do your heart-brain coherence. The more you can be still, present, and open in the vibration of compassion and love, the more magnetic you are and the more that you connect with them. So we've got 3 exercises to go over. They're all use a technique known as transfixing. What is that? Well, it's fixating on a singular object or point in order to go into a trance state, which is more conducive to opening up and sensing the energies of the other side. And near the end of the video, we'll explain, once you make that connection and that link with your spirit loved ones, how you turn that into messages and communication. So, technique number 1. So, you've developed your meditation practice. You're doing your heart-brain coherence. When the heart and the brain blend in coherence, then you become more blended and open to the spirit world, and that's where the magic begins. So for this exercise, find a mirror. Just find a mirror, get very relaxed. So you always relax your shoulders, chin, cheeks, and forehead, and then the rest of your body relaxes. And gaze right into your eyes, with your eyes right into the mirror. So it's a focused gaze, it's not a stare. Try to keep blinking to a minimum and keep gazing into your eyes. And what you may find is that in just a few seconds, things may start to get fuzzier or your face may start to get distorted. I've used this before to see my faces in past lives, in other lifetimes. You can do that, but set the intention. So you always set an intention before you begin to connect with your loved one. Maybe there's a particular loved one, or you're open to whoever comes through. So you keep gazing at your eyes and keep gazing. Let your face distort. Let the scenery get a little bit fuzzy. Maybe you start to see lines or patterns or colors. But if you're gazing that, be open, and you may see movement around you, or you may see light, or you may even see a face. And once that happens, and a spirit is connecting with you, then with your heart, you just kind of blend your energy, wrap your energy around the spirit, and you connect, and then you work on getting a message that way. So technique number 1, just very simple with the mirror, gaze at your eyes, and be open, and set the intention, and practice makes perfect. It may not happen the first time, but see, what you feel. You may feel the spirit, where around you that is, and then move on to the message. So the second technique, which is another transfix scanning, is I'll find a neutral spot, like either against a wall or the floor. I learned this originally from a brilliant teacher, Lily Dale, named Sharon Klingler. So I learned this technique from her first time, and very similar to what we did before, but now I'm finding a neutral spot, and I'm just fixating on that spot, so I go into a trance state. So I relax. Again, it's not a stare, because stare kind of invokes a feeling of tension. I want to relax. It's a focused gaze. So gaze at that spot. Keep gazing it. Your eyes may try to look away. That's with all these techniques. But try to resist that and keep gazing at the spot. Things will start to go fuzzy. You may start to see colors, patterns, dots, or spots, images. And then either you may feel or see a spirit presence. So once you're there in your mind, now you want to stay present with all these. You want to stay present and open. So you set a gentle intention for the spirit to come in. And you may feel, it may be in your imagination, you may see an energy or see a being come in. And when that happens, then allow your heart to open, your heart and your brain and your third eye to blend. Feel your aura wrapping around the spirit, either drawing that closer to you or projecting into that or both. And then the first thing is, what do you feel when you're with that spirit presence? That's the first inkling of any communication or any connection is, when you make the connection, how do you feel? How do you feel differently? What emotions come up? What feelings in the body? What thoughts? What impressions? So that's number 2. Now for the third one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes, but then open them just a slit so I can see the tip of my nose. And I'm going to cross my eyes slightly to stare at the tip of my nose. And by doing that, that opens my third eye. So I'm going to transfix on the tip of my nose. And the same thing, as I'm doing that, I'm just letting things go fuzzy. And I may feel the spirits, I may see them, I may know where they are. But as I'm doing that, invite the spirits in, call them in. And again, it may take practice, but where around, like as I'm doing this, I'm seeing my father. It's funny, I'm seeing his fraternity paddle as I'm doing that. He used to threaten us, boom, 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 if we're bad. So he's here helping me, and he's coming right here. I can see his face. You may not get the person's face. You may know that they're there. You may get energy. You may see colors. You may get a psychic smell. So once you're doing this, however your senses are activated to the other side, they're going to use this. Remember, your loved ones want to talk to you, so they're going to speak in your language and give you things in the way that you're going to understand that. Which leads me to the next point. Once you and practice all 3 of these, and let me know in the comments which one resonates with you more or which one works better for you more. But how do we get messages from there? And before I go on, this is where in the video I invite you to like the video if you like it, to get this out to more viewers, comment, share, and if you like what we do on the Medium channel, please subscribe, and then more of our videos will show up on your home page. So when your heart's open, there's many methods of communication. The first thing that I want to do is gauge what I feel. When the spirit comes in, what am I feeling? Maybe I may get feelings in my body. Maybe I may get colors come to me. And this is just attuning to their energy, attuning to the spirit world. But when I ask for messages, it can come in symbols. That's 80% of that. Maybe you even ask, plan a symbol in my mind and just write it down. Or maybe you get a song. What song comes to me? What am I remembering? Maybe words come to you, words or phrases, especially if you're clairaudient. If you're clairvoyant, you're getting more visual imagery. If you're clairaudient, you're hearing more. If you're clair-sensing, you're feeling more. More of these active senses may be active. You may get psychic smell, psychic taste. But once you're with them, and you can stay in presence, so don't come out of presence, but gently intend a question and see what you get, what you feel, and always trust yourself. And the more you do this, the more information you'll get, the more detailed you get, and the more you'll be able to discern whether you're really getting the communication from spirit or if it's coming from your own subconscious mind, because it's a very different resonance. Often when it comes from the subconscious, you're doubting yourself, there's fear, there's anxiety, but when it comes directly from spirit, it's just very loving, very peaceful, and very easy. So you may get symbols, you may get memories, you may get things around like culture, words, phrases, all of the above, but symbols are the lion's share. So you can even ask them to give you a symbol or ask a yes or no question and trust what you get. The idea is to talk with them, feel what you get, trust what you get, and develop your communication that way. And there's also often signs when your loved ones are around you. There's different signs you can know. So I'm going to flash a video over here for 11 top signs that the spirit world is with you. So over here, this is an older video, but this is more about how spirit communicates. So, it may not be my best quality, but the information is solid. So this will give you more insight into how to receive messages and what they mean. So hopefully that's helpful. Thank you, and we'll see you at the next video. Namaste.